Hi everyone, I'm back with another new set from the annual catalogue, and I am making a theatre fold card. So it's like this, and then ta-da! So I've used the it's gone again. I can never remember. It's Forever Fern. That's right. That's quite an easy set as well, isn't it, to remember? So I'm using Forever Fern here. And I've used the Forever Flourishing dies to cut all the little bits out. And I've actually used, sadly this is a retired stamp set. This is the Meer cat, which is one of the celebration kits. Anything, I wanted something that when you opened it then there'd be little characters looking out at you. There's also some lovely ones now in the new catalogue, but any sort of little animals. Once again, is struggling with the light because of my fluorescent lighting. So the last time I did a video for a theatre fold, I only had the instructions in centimetres, but I've done it in inches. So what you'll need are 4 pieces. Now I like to have contrasting colours. So I've got 2 of the Just Jade, and these are soft sea foam. So I've got 4 pieces altogether, 2 of Just Jade, 2 of soft sea foam, and they are 6 inches by 4 1/4. I'll put all the instructions in the description box below. So I'm going to use these ones. I'm also using the new designer paper from Forever Fern. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to stick the designer paper to one of the full sheets. And I'm going to get the front done first. Now my ATG gun is about to run out of tape. I then just put the tape around the outside edges. Like this. Because we're going to cut out the centre using one of the stitched rectangle dies. I apologise if you can hear the rain on the window outside. All of a sudden it's absolutely emptying down. There we go. So I'm just going to get that, and my paper is just 2/8 short of 6 inches, so I just have a little bit of a line around the outside. So my next job then is to position this on here. I'm looking for my washi tape, and I noticed it's right by the side of me. I'm trying to get it well centered anyway. There we go. So this is going to form the front part here, this front part. Okay, so I'm just going to run that through the big shot. I tend to go through a couple of times because it is cutting through a piece of designer paper and a piece of cardstock, and I also find that these don't always cut particularly well on the first run through. There I go again. So here we go, and I always turn it over and check, because you can't see much on this blinking screen. You can see where it is sort of cut through. Yeah, that's cut as well. I tend to use a little bit of washi tape just to hold it in place so it doesn't go skating about. There we go. So this is, as I say, the centre part, and what I need to do now, I'm going to put that to one side, is I'm using the 1 inch circle punch, and I'm going to try to get it sort of centered once again between the 2 edges. It is not keen on cutting through 2 pieces, so just be gentle with it. There we go. So that then gives you the mechanism that you can put your fingers and pull the sides open. So as you can see, the reason I put it on the outside edge is because then you get the 2 pieces. I'm going to put that piece aside, using this now as my guide, and this is where pegs come in really handy to stop my top panel jumping off the bottom panel. I'm just going to peg it in place, because what we need to do now is this piece of paper is going to go right in the centre here, and for that I'm going to use some Tombow, because a little extra bit of wiggle room. So I'm just going to drop that then back where it came out. Okay, take my pegs off, pull my front piece off. There we go. Now then, once I've got this in place, I'm going to stick, as you can see, I've just stamped my Meer cat, and I was sure I had the framelets for it. I'm sure they were framelets, but I think I must have put them really safe, which is unlike me, because I usually keep everything together, but I cannot find them at the moment. So I'm now just going to stick these down in the centre there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this back in just so I can, because I want it to be on this, in the centre of this. Excuse my grey fluffy head coming in at the moment. There we go. So that's that done. Now then, easy so far, isn't it? And it continues to be easy actually. With these two pieces now, we're going to score them at 1.5 inches and 3 inches. So let's bring my scoreboard in. So it's 1.5 and 3 inches. 1.5 and 3. Exactly the same on the other one. 1.5 and 3. Okay. That's all I need that for now. So I'm going to put that to one side. And that's all I'm going to do now. Using my bone folder, I'm just going to fold them. And they're going to look like this. They're going to look like a capital L. Okay? Like that. There's one. So you're folding the same way, if you see what I mean. You're folding back the one, then the next one. Now then, I'm going to, it's going to be stuck on your card like that. So I'm now going to put my pattern paper on these edges here. Okay. Glue. Couldn't think I was looking for then. There we are. A bit of glue, 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 glue. There's one piece. And just check. My Tombow always decides to run out when I'm filming. I think I've got quite a lot of bottles as well with just a little bit in. I need to sort through and get rid of ones that are almost, or use up the ones that are almost empty, I should say, not get rid of them. So I'm going to bring this piece back in now, just this piece here. And this outer part here, this third section over, that is going to be stuck here. Okay, because that's going to give you your folding door. So just you're putting glue, you're sort of being generous but not going right to the edges, because it'll sort of spread on its own. So you're sticking that right up to the edge of your base card with your image on. And once again, I'm going to use one of my perfect little pegs. There we go. That's that one there. And the same thing then on this one. Because your curtains are coming in like this. Can you see? So you're sticking that out to them because they're bending in towards the image. So you want this piece bending in towards your image. So here we go again. There we go. I know that I'm doing it the wrong way. Look at me. That's not what you do. So you're sticking that shorter outer edge on the outer part of your card. I did another video using the lovely stunning poppy set, but I did it in centimetres because for some reason I couldn't get my brain around the inches, dope as I am. So This one works out slightly bigger than my poppy card here. Here's my poppy one. Oh, because I just pulled it apart. But now I've treated myself to an envelope maker. There we go. Da-da-da. Then I can make my own envelopes anyway, so the size of the envelope isn't a problem. Now then, we have now got to attach I suppose the outside of our stage. So I've got two little thin strips, and they are, I think they're 1/2 inch, and they are 6 inches long. So using the edge of your curtain, you're going to carefully, you're not sort of using a bone fold or anything on this, you're just squeezing them, but checking then that your card will run easily in and out of them. Okay, there's the one. Do the same now with the other. You're not squeezing hard, just gently pinching them over like that. Okay, on the back of your frame now, you are going to stick, using these little tiny short pieces you've just bent over, they are going to stick on the inside of your frame. Okay, so you want it out of the way, obviously, of your little finger grab hole thing. And there we are. So I sort of try to get it between the finger hole and the edge of the inside edge here. Okay, and do exactly the same then with the other one. So have you had a look at the new Stampin' Up catalogue? I must be honest, when I first saw this Forever Fern set, I thought, oh yeah, you know, that's nice. And then I saw the cards made with it, and then you think, oh, that is fab. And I think you could use it for so many different occasions. Right, now then, that's done. So I'm going to now carefully push that one in there, like that, and just push it on. Don't do as I do. I would give them chance to dry a little bit, because as you can see, I've just pulled it off. So I'm going to just put my pegs. I should know to turn to my pegs, shouldn't I? It's really handy. I know it sounds daft, but to have a couple of pegs, because they just become your extra hands. So the only part you can decorate without affecting the running of the card is this frame. If you put anything on there, your curtains won't open on your stage. I tried that. I like to try things out and make mistakes first. So once again, I'm going to squeeze him through there, pull him over a little bit, because then I'm going to squeeze him through there, and then I'm going to put it centrally on my card. So there we go. That's how the card looks when it comes out of the envelope. Obviously we're going to put some things on it. So I've cut all these little bits and bobs, all these little leaves. I've got my little tiny meerkat as well. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put my sentiment on it. This is a really old sentiment. It's from Party with Cake, and I love this, that it looks like it's been written on a typewriter. I love that font, and it's a really nice size, because you haven't got a very big area to put your sentiment. Now on my other cards I put in the centre, but I just wanted to see those little meerkats as if they're looking through the jungle foliage. Don't even think they live in jungles, do they? They live in dry places, I think. But we can dream, can't we? So then I'm going to put my little meerkat. He's going to go here, so I'm just going to tuck some leaves behind him. I used some of this one earlier on. I'm just going to, that's the good thing about these bigger leaves as well. You can just cut off what you need. So obviously do not stick anything to this part, otherwise your card will not open properly. There we go. I'm going to stick that on there like that, and then our little fella then is going to stick it down even further. I'm going to put this one up behind, And don't be afraid to cut some of the stems off if you want to sort of control the size of your leaves. Then I've got this lovely one here then, and I've just used a selection of greens, and I looked at the greens that are in the designer paper and I've used those. So I've got soft seafoam, pretty peacock, just jade, pear pizzazz I think, and shaded spruce. There we go. Here's our little man then, a little meerkat man. And then I'm just going to do the same on this side then. So I'm going to put him up on foam dot. I'm going to stick one of these leaves at the top then, as if they're looking through the jungle canopy, if they ever visit the jungle. I'll have to find out now. I made myself think where meerkats live. I know that whenever they're in, I'm sure they're more deserts than jungles. There we go. So once again, make sure whatever you stick down does not come on to the inside your curtains, because your curtains won't open properly. Alright, then I'm going to use, I think I'll use this one then, there. I'm just going to put some glue on the centre pieces. Like that. This is just Whisper White then. They also look lovely out of vellum, but I couldn't find my vellum. It must be with my meerkat framelits, because I couldn't find it anywhere. I can't find the lid either, that's hiding. So the last thing to do is stick this one on, and the job's a good one. We're all finished. So that I think the longest thing is cutting and stamping and cutting all my little bits of foliage out. So there we go. There's the card. I'm trying to get my fingers in now. There's the card closed, and there's the card open. So then when it's on the mantelpiece, it stands up like this. There we go. I'll put some photos at the end so you can see the proper detail, because, as I say, fluorescent lighting isn't the best. So there we go. So that's using Forever Fern and the die cuts, stitch framelits. I use the Gangs All Meer, and I use a sentiment from Party with Cake. But obviously you can use anything. You can use any of your leaves. It was more the design of the card I wanted to show you, that it's nice to have all the leaves on the side, and then you see the little animals poking through there. So thank you so much for joining me. Huge welcome to all my new subscribers. I think you're all absolutely amazing, and I'll see you soon. Hwyl fawr ffrindiau, which means goodbye friends. Bye.